realized that I had never blended in the highlighter on top of my nose. To all my earth signs, I apologize. What is up, guys? Welcome back. If you're new here,
this is me.
My name is Khaki. Today we're going to be playing with expensive makeup, expensive clean beauty. I have in the past absolutely raved, right, about the KJAER WEIS foundation. I have it in the shade Lightness. This is a $68 makeup with a $40 replaceable pan in it. And a lot of you guys have been messaging me lately saying that you ordered it and that I'm right, that it's amazing. And that is why I feel like it is worth comparing side by side to the equally expensive, also $68 but non-replaceable to-be situation, makeup by Gucci Westman called Westman Atelier. And I'm sure that you have heard of this if you are at all kind of a student of this luxury clean revolution that's happening right now. But if you are not, this is supposed to be the ultimate skin finish model skin foundation. And I watched some videos watching Gucci apply this to a very talkative girl on Violet Grey. And she applies it with this little brush, and she applies it so conservatively on the skin just to let the skin show through and everything. I am gonna go ahead and say, guys, the same thing that I say about everything on my channel. It's not about necessarily making sure that I adapt my routine to fit the exact instructions to make a product work. It's about whether or not a product fits into my lifestyle. The KJAER WEIS foundation is so unbelievably buildable. You can wear it like Glossier, you can just use it as like a little spot concealer or something like that. It blends beautifully into the skin, wears all day, it's bulletproof, it's gorgeous. You can powder it, you can not powder it if you don't want to. I want to see if I can get the same kind of outcome from the Westman Atelier. I know that I can take pretty much any skin finish product and apply it with my fingers in the warmth of my skin and make it look good. I know that that is not really an accomplishment when it comes to these kinds of makeups. I want to see if I can build this and wear this the way that I wear my makeup. So that is what we're going to be doing today. We're going to put KJAER WEIS on this side of my face because I've got a healing situation right here. My skin is so dry right now. Like there's not enough oil in the world. I just keep like squalene this to death. And we're going to wear Westman Atelier on this side of my face, and we're going to apply it the way that I apply my makeup, which is not crazy, you guys. We're not going full coverage. If you're new here, this isn't gonna be some kind of full beat, contoured to the gods, snatched up looking thing. I still wear a very light everyday face of makeup, but I wear more makeup typically than Gucci Westman wants to put on my face. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. So let's do it. Hello. So I have my temps in right now. If you don't know what temps are, I'm getting my bottom teeth veneered. Finally, a year and a half later. I'm not going to go into full detail on it, but this is one continuous piece of plastic that I have to wear for 2 weeks while they make my veneers. And it stains really easily, and I might have had a golden milk yesterday.
Oops.
I might have dyed them highlighter yellow. But if you stick around to the end, I will throw in a little picture of what my teeth looked like. That's right, I'm baiting you all the way to the end of what my teeth looked like right after I had that golden milk latte, because you guys, it was bad. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here. We're going to go with the Westman Atelier first. I ordered this in Atelier 1 the first time, and Gucci Westman is like, you should have at least 2 colors. I'm like, $150 worth of makeup? Come on, girl. Cut me some slack. This is Atelier 0. This is what ended up being the right shade for me. And I'm just tippity tapping that on. Looks like a lot of makeup. I swear, it just blends out really nicely. But this is not a first impression. I have been using this quite a bit lately, trying to kind of test the limits of it. But I haven't sized it up against KJAER WEIS. That was kind of where I hit a limit. I was like, okay, I like this. It's performing nicely, but like memory doesn't serve well enough to know whether it's working as well as the KJAER WEIS that I love so much. And like I said, you know, out of the box, they're like the same price. There is a little bit more product in the Westman Atelier. There is 0.31 ounces in this container, and I believe that it is 0.26 ounces in here, but again, you only pay for the packaging once, and then you pay $40 for the replacement pan. just on top of all of my skincare. I have oils and stuff on my face right now. I forgot to put on SPF. Well, that's okay. I can go one day. Typically, I would wear the seashells from Sundays. SPF is sitting right here in front of me. I just forgot to put it on. That blended really, really beautifully. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, it's so pretty. And side to side, you can really see that it's not giving me like this full beat look. I still have some color underneath my eyes. I still have a little bit of my freckles going on, but that is the coverage level that I prefer on a day-to-day basis for just a regular face of makeup, like feeling like I put makeup on, not just like an RMS concealer situation with a little bit of blush. And this is their lightest shade, you guys. We will go into all the details on the ingredients and the price and everything like that. I'll go on the website and just kind of read the claims. It is just supposed to be like a luxury clean makeup with like, you know, high ingredients in it. And yes, I did dip the same sponge in there. I'm not super concerned with it. I know the KJAER WEIS is going to perform regardless. So I have already panned this. This is my favorite foundation that I wear pretty much every day, either a little or a lot. And like I said, it is so actually buildable. So many makeups claim to be buildable, and this one actually is. The texture of both of these, though, being a cream, means that they don't really completely dry down ever. And so you end up with a kind of a choice, right? Of, do I want to have an actually dewy face all day, or do I want to powder this down? And most of the time I powder it down. The KJAER WEIS powder is so lightweight that it doesn't really matter. So you can see that it didn't cover that spot perfectly well, so I'll just take my finger here and kind of build it up a little. And we're not going to dock points for this not being a concealer. You know, neither of these is a concealer. I'm not going to conceal under my eyes today. I'm going to do what I think is probably a better test for everybody, and that is to build the product up underneath my eyes and see if we can get a concealer vibe out of it. That's what I'm talking about with kind of testing the buildability. I think it's really funny though, because when I watched Tati do her video on Westman Atelier, she was talking about it, of course, like it's very expensive, which it is, and then I didn't even blink when I bought KJAER WEIS, and I bought KJAER WEIS first. And so I was like looking at Westman Atelier, I was like expecting it to be like $100 a tube, and I was like desensitized to the price of it because of KJAER WEIS. So I just found that to be, I was like, oh, I guess $68 is just not that big of a deal to me. It totally is a big deal. It's ridiculous. Okay, I actually like the Westman Atelier better. This side right here, I like the way that that built better than the way that the KJAER WEIS builds underneath my eye. Also, guys, just a little bonus here. I would be remiss if I did not mention that we also got the highlighter to try, and you can see I have been using this. This is in Lit. I think it's the only highlighter that she does. Like, I would liken it to a cream version of the Fenty Diamond Bomb. I have also panned my KJAER WEIS powder, and that's what we're going to be setting with here today. I also saw that, you know, she will apply a little bit of powder, and she'll also put cream contour right on top. She's irreverent, the Gucci Westman. I admire that. I like doing things kind of out of order, seeing what you can get away with makeup. I'm gonna give this a little spritz with my homemade finishing spray, and if you haven't seen this yet, this is just rose water and a little bit of glycerin. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in real quick so you guys can see what these look like up close, and also my still somewhat stained teeth. And then I will duck away, put the rest of my makeup on, we'll come back and we will do this highlighter in real time because I'm be excited to share with you guys. All right, so my skin's still kind of drying a little bit after the spray that I just put on there, but I can see a little bit more coverage for the amount of product that I put on with the Westman Atelier, but if you look really close, you can see that the Westman Atelier does not love being built up this much on my skin. You can see that there are kind of textural inconsistencies. It's not melting into my skin the way that I would want it to. You can definitely see the makeup sitting on my skin, which is really unexpected. I expected this to be one of those like totally communicate with your face, but it's really just sitting on top of my skin. You can kind of see the opacity of it and how it's kind of inconsistent. Whereas KJAER WEIS, I haven't built it up, you know, to have like full coverage here, but you can see it's just very skin loving. There's just something about it that looks like skin, and even with powder on top, it just looks like the texture of skin. It doesn't look like it's sitting on top of my skin. So those are the preliminary differences, if you can see side by side here. But I do not love what the KJAER WEIS is doing under my eye right now, so. I'm gonna go duck away, put the rest of my makeup on, and I will rejoin you, and we will talk about this highlighter stick. Okay, my heat is on, and I turned it off. It's still on, and I don't know why. It's making a lot of noise, and I'm sorry. I have the rest of my makeup on. It was a little bit of a struggle today. I went in on my brows with the wrong product and had to wipe it all off and start over, because I looked at my monitor. I was like ready to film, and I looked at my monitor. I was like, whoa, what is going on? And I still don't know what's happening with my lip product right now. It looks really strange. I don't. Pardon all of it. Anyway, we're talking about the foundation today. Not every day is a great makeup day. Not every day you try something new and it works out. So what is wrong? I don't even have like lip product on my Cupid's bow. My Cupid's bow looks insane right now. Probably because it's missing eyeliner. Good segue, Khaki. So, like I said, this is an absolutely beautiful texture of highlighter. I do put it directly on my skin because it glides on so nicely. Also, I ended up going with a powder cream hybrid. I ended up putting the powder on, spraying that, but it was still kind of a dewy finish, and so I just went in with cream products. I didn't feel like powdering everything to death. So, you know, just ask your face what she needs moment to moment, because that's what I did, and she told me cream. So, all right, yes, all day long. Look at that. One side, the other side, hello. So I'm using this on both sides because I don't have a KJAER WEIS highlighter, and I really just can't get enough of it. Yes, it does pick up a little bit of product. I'm not saying that this is like a perfect system, but when you're working with a dewy face anyway, it's like, meh, you know, whatever. Oh my God, the amount of cat hair that is in my life. My small cat with the tiny black fur is slowly trying to kill me by suffocation with hair. So, yeah, I'm gonna, you know, tippity tap that in, just a tippity touch, but can we talk about that? I mean, you could wear that on bare skin. It doesn't really rival anything else because nothing else has this finish to it. Like the Living Luminizer that I've been trying from RMS, it's gorgeous and I love wearing it, but it's just not the same thing. Like it's a pearlescent kind of thing, whereas this has no opacity, no pigmentation to it whatsoever. It is a pure, like iridescent wet sheen. It could take a powder-ish face of makeup and make it look like you're wearing a dewy, everyday skin look just because when the light hits your cheekbones, it looks like skin, it looks wet, it looks, you know, ethereal and beautiful, but not glittery and like eyeshadow on your face or something. Okay, let me pull up the info here on both of these and I will spill on that. Where's my phone? All right, so like I said, the Westman Atelier Vital Skin Foundation Stick, yeah, is $68 and it comes in 12 shades, the deepest of which being her-ish, which I'm not a big fan of. I want to test this because it is an iconic and also landmark price point. It's one of a few of its kind. And I feel like we all deserve to get our bearings on these things and see how they compare if you are kind of teeter-tottering between something like KJAER WEIS and Westman Atelier, but yeah, the fact that that is, I get it. I get that, you know, she wants you to just put a teeny tiny bit on your skin, but like Jackie Aina couldn't wear that color. It's a golden deep, it's not a rich, you know? I did try Atelier 1, like I said, and it was too tan olive something for me. So, yeah, Gucci Westman seems like a very nice person. I really appreciate what she's going for here. She seems like she really loves skin and loves making women feel beautiful. So she does a good job of actually describing all of the shades so that you feel like you have a pretty good sense of choosing them online. It says luxurious cream foundation rich in antioxidants. This does have skincare ingredients in it. So rich in antioxidants and formulated with active ingredients to combat redness, calm irritation, even out complexion, and boost moisture. Molten texture melts into skin for a radiant natural finish. Your natural skin effortlessly enhanced. No silicones, no parabens, no PEGs, no talc, no phthalates, no synthetic fragrances, no animal testing. We love you for that, girl. Key ingredients, Olea europaea. So vegetable-derived squalane. So squalane is a balancing oil. I just ordered, and we're going to be talking about it later this week, a bunch of stuff from the new Beautylish, very affordable skin line called Good Molecules. And they have squalane oil in there that's like, I don't really know what the difference is from squalane to squalane, because most of these things are like pure squalane oil that I've tried, but their squalane oil really agrees with me for some reason, and it's a very balancing oil for people who, if you have an oily skin type and you are conscious of putting oil on your face because you're like, well, I'm already oily, khaki, I don't want to put more oil on my face. Squalane is going to help your skin balance itself out. So this could potentially work for most skin tones, I'm guessing. I have skin tones, skin types, definitely not skin tones. Restores suppleness and flexibility to the skin with enhanced luminosity and radiance. Oh boy, phytosphingicide. A potent skin-identical compound that helps skin conserve moisture and provides anti-inflammatory activity, reducing the appearance of fine lines and targeting specifically redness and inflammation. I do get some comments from you guys talking about how, like, what am I supposed to do about all this redness on my skin, because I can't relate. I have nothing but paleness, just pale, 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 pale see-through, pale, sad, wrong side of a flounder. So when you guys talk about redness, I'm like, I would love some redness, but I understand that it's like a huge problem. So this is supposed to be anti-inflammatory, calming, etc. So for that kind of thing. And also, this is a good consistency for a good finish for people who have texture. It's going to do a good job of kind of, you know, just camouflaging and smoothing texture out without accentuating it and looking all matte and like exaggerated. Berry Flux Vita, a potent active ingredient extracted from raspberry cells for its deep moisturizing and youth preserving properties. Camellia seed oil to protect skin from environmental pollutants. Coconut oil, some guys of you don't like coconut oil on your skin. Be very, very, very aware here. My skin doesn't really give a diddle about coconut oil. It's not really one way or the other. I'm not going to use it as a moisturizer, but my skin also doesn't hate it. And so I believe that KJAER WEIS also has coconut oil in it as its base. So to rejuvenate dehydrated skin, blibbity blobbity, view all ingredients. Yeah, okay, there's a lot of ingredients. Oh boy. Yes. Oh, it has alcohol in it. Some of you guys care about that. It's funny that they say alcohol though, because I know that there are a lot of different kinds of alcohol. Why don't they say what kind it is so that we can go and look it up and see that maybe it's not a villainous type of alcohol or something. I don't know, but this does have alcohol in it. Yes, if you want to see the full rundown on KJAER WEIS, I did do a full video on KJAER WEIS as well, so I will link that below. I think sometimes I remember to, often I do not. So I am sorry in advance for myself. And then we will talk about the highlighter and see what she says there. So Lit Up Highlight Stick is $48 and you get 0.17 ounces. This girl is expensive. Got some serious spendy coint here. This silky, which I will agree with, translucent gel highlighter imparts skin with facial fresh, radiant clarity and encourages collagen production. The iridescent undertone enhances natural skin and flatters all complexions, an easy way to perk up dull skin. 100% agree. I think it's so beautiful. No silicones, no parabens, no PGs, blah, 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 blah. Key ingredients, Vitis vinifera, a triple botanical blend of light Ayurvedic oils to soothe and nourish. Vitis Vita grape extract to detoxify skin cells, promoting the production of the skin's own collagen and hyaluronic acid. No alcohol in this one. This is unbelievable. I have no regrets about spending $48 on it, which is stupid. I totally understand that that's stupid, but I've never seen anything like this highlighter before. And the foundation, y'all, am I crazy? But does this look plumper? Okay. I mean, we love both, but this is adding this like volume to my face, and we love plumping, guys. I love anything that plumps and smooths out lines and whatnot. So as this has been sitting on my skin, I feel like it's been doing something. It's been going to work. It's been doing something nice for my skin. The KJAER WEIS, of course, I love it. I'm always going to love it. But, I mean, does that not look better? I don't know. I feel like we're splitting hairs here, but like look underneath my eyes. We got more coverage out of this, of course, but we got more volume too. So it's like I got a lift out of the Westman Atelier that I was like not expecting. And that's why I wanted to use them side by side, is because I was just like, is this my imagination? How does this really stack up? Do they both do that? Blah, blah, blah. So long-term, short-term, I'm not sure what the long-term is of this, but long-term on KJAER WEIS, it really is skin-loving for me. I find that if I kind of deviate and try other foundations, my skin kind of gets a little annoyed sometimes with certain things, but I know I can always come back to square one with KJAER WEIS. I can always put KJAER WEIS on, wear it for the day, and my skin is happier for it. So we will see if that is the experience here. This does feel more like makeup, not like crazy. This does not feel like a full coverage foundation, but it's more there. It's more present. I notice it more. And you can see it looks a little bit more made up. So we're splitting hairs here, but that's the whole point, because you do not need to spend $68 on both of these things, necessarily. I don't think that in your life you have absolutely need both of these, because they are so similar. So I'm going to wear this for the rest of my day. I am going to do a little more research and looking into the differences in the ingredients between these two products, because hopefully there will be enough differences to help you guys make an educated decision based on your specific personal skin needs, because there might be something in one that's a nuanced difference from the other that helps you make a decision. So yeah, going to go do that, but I am loving this face of makeup. It's a very easy wear test for me to do. And yeah, so I will see you guys in 8 hours, and we will see how each of these performed and talk about, like I said, the ingredient differences. So see you guys in a little bit. I'm sorry I got my teeth. I just looked up close and realized that I had never blended in the highlighter on top of my nose, so I apologize to everyone involved. If you could see that and it really bothered you, I'm sorry! It's blended now. To all my earth signs, I apologize. Hey guys, okay, so it's the end of my day, as in I've been wearing this foundation for 8 hours, but it's not the end of my day in the sense that I should be in a robe, but I'm in a robe nonetheless. I'm so tired. I don't know what's going on. I think it's just the time of year compounding on me, and working 7 days a week and trying to get over being sick and then not being able to eat any solid foods for the last, 4 days or so, and kind of looking down the barrel of that being the next 2 weeks of my life. I just got really, really, really sleepy. I also realized that my skin is super dry right now, and I think it's because I've been trying some new skincare and it deviated from the stuff that I'm used to. And so in some light, when I was looking at this through my day, I noticed both sides were getting dry and kind of grabbing around my mouth, but I don't think that that's because of the product. Like, it's never done that to me before when it was in, when my skin was in good shape or when it was nicer outside. It's just so cold and dry right now, and I can feel my skin just kind of reacting to different skincare products, and also probably a lack of fat in my diet for the last few days because, like I said, I've been living on like soup and smoothies for the last 4 days. Anyway, I still think they look radiant. They are beautiful, and I still am very impressed. And I think that the biggest hang up here, you guys, is that there's not much difference here. We have a difference in coverage from the Westman Atelier, but that is because delivery system, having to kind of scrape the product out of the pan, didn't put on as much of this. I watched it while I was editing it. I was like, oh, I'm actually not applying as much of the KJAER WEIS as I did of the Westman Atelier. And I also think that, you could, by the same token, probably shear the Westman Atelier out more than that if you wanted to. I did cross-reference the ingredients. So the ingredients in KJAER WEIS are very simple. There are only, I'm in Excel, 19 ingredients, and they are almost all like whole products. So it's like green tea extract, this coconut oil glycerin thing called caprylic triglyceride, which is in both of them. Got a bunch of just iron oxides that are for pigment, beeswax, which makes it not vegan, coconut oil, carnauba wax, gallic acid, glycerol stearate, sunflower oil mica. You have a couple of emulsifiers, the glycerol stearate and polyglycerol diisostearate. Jojoba oil, talc. Talc is not in the Westman Atelier, if that's something that is important to you. And just kind of a derivation of cornstarch that's going to be kind of a, it helps it be a little bit more of a powder finish, probably absorb oil over the course of the day. There are 31 ingredients in the Westman Atelier. My theory for some of that is just that you have to put more emulsifiers and more solidifiers into something that's in a stick form versus being in a pan, but that is some armchair science, y'all. That is just me speculating and postulating. So, my nose itches, sorry. It does have 2 different kinds of alcohol in it, the Westman Atelier. So that was exhaustive of the KJAER WEIS. 19 ingredients, not a big deal. This one has a lot of different kind of synthetic oils that are used to replace oils that people don't want in their makeup, like mineral oil. And so hydrogenated polyisobutene and things like that. Like, it's got a lot of those kinds of long, mouthful chemical names. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing, but it usually means it's some kind of lab-created thing that makes a makeup behave a certain way, either like an emulsifier or something that makes it dewy, or something that makes it in a stick form, and something that makes it so that it doesn't, crack under pressure or sustain certain temperatures or things like that. And so it has a lot more of those than the KJAER WEIS does, and that's just, take it or leave it. I searched almost all of them on like Skin Deep on EWG, and none of them have any crazy indications on them. They don't, none of them are like, actually above like a 1, which is like a low, very, very low or no threat level. And so I was just, kind of doing my due diligence there. In spite of the fact that there doesn't appear to be beeswax in this, unless beeswax has some kind of crazy chemical name that I'm not familiar with, that I didn't, look deep enough into. I looked to see if the Westman Atelier is vegan, and it doesn't really want to say that. I know actually Gucci Westman is apparently vegetarian, but nonetheless, unless I'm reading this wrong, there's no beeswax in this, and I don't know what else would make it non-vegan. So I think you might be in the clear with this if you are looking for a vegan product. That would be the biggest difference between the two here. That, and there's just a lot more emulsifiers and stuff like that in this particular product. Probably not in consequential amounts though. It's probably just kind of a proprietary blend. All of that said, you guys, I'm gonna get really close, but I'm gonna go ahead and spoil it for you. These are identical in performance. They're identical. So it's just about whether or not you see either of these as something that is worth spending your money on. And even if you do, you're still dealing with coconut oil in both. So if you're not a coconut oil person, then, steer clear of either one. Specifically don't want squalane on your skin, then go for the KJAER WEIS. If you specifically want something that doesn't have beeswax in it, go for the Westman Atelier. But this is, they are so similar. So I would definitely suggest looking into the actual active ingredients, the skincare ingredients on your own, see what appeals to you about each one, because we're talking like raspberry oil or sunflower oil or jojoba oil or sweet almond oil, like just things that are very personal, and you may not know whether you give a diddle about them one way or the other. So I just wanted to go ahead and give you guys that. Let me know if that's valuable, because we can keep talking about this kind of thing. When we talk about these kinds of products, we can get in the nitty-gritty of these ingredients if you guys really want to. I love spreadsheets. Let me zoom you guys in here. So, as you can see, what I was talking about before, my skin's really dry around my mouth right now, and I think it's because I've been trying new stuff. Also, I did a little more whitening. Hopefully they look a little bit better. I don't know. It's dire. Everything just kind of wore in, like, imperceptibly different, guys. They are so similar. And I will say that the highlighter didn't really stick around. I thought that it would do better, but it kind of didn't. And it caused my makeup to crease in crow's feet that I don't have yet. I don't really have, actual creases there unless my skin, gets really, really dry. And I feel like it kind of accentuated them, and I'm a little disappointed with that. That's a little bit annoying, but it's kind of what comes with the territory, I feel like, of a gel texture highlighter of this persuasion. My final thoughts are that they're both beautiful. I will probably use both of them until they are done with. But when it comes to repurchasing, I will probably only repurchase the KJAER WEIS because of the eco-friendliness of it, the fact that, I'm only replacing the pan and I get to keep the reusable packaging forever. I don't have to replace this every single time. And by that fact, it's a little bit more cost effective. And also, I just like the few ingredients. I don't know, I'm not sure how this acts on my skin over time. It's probably not bad. I have been wearing it since I got it in the mail, kind of on and off, you know, maybe 3 or 4 days last week. Nothing bad happened, but I know that I can trust my KJAER WEIS, and it's so, so beautiful. And also their shade range is better. The KJAER WEIS shade range is better. I hope that that's helpful, you guys. Honestly, this is the first time I've ever done a foundation wear test where I felt like there was almost no difference. And I have tested IT Cosmetics against IT Cosmetics. Like, that was probably the closest that I've come, but I could even put my finger on something there. Like this, all it is, I feel like, is a coverage issue, and that was because of my application. I hope this was helpful for you. I'm sorry if you watched this all the way to the end and you're like, this was not helpful, but like, I can't help how the makeup performs, and they're both gorgeous, so it is what it is. If you did enjoy this, please give it a thumbs up. Doing the best that I can. And if you want to keep hanging out with me on this channel, guys, hit the button down below and subscribe. I'd love it if you did. I have a massive famous fails and finds coming up on Friday. Like, I can't believe how much stuff I have tried in the last 2 weeks since we did finds. Like, I am shocked at how much stuff I have. So look forward to that. I also applied to do the Sephora squad, so I will leave a link down below if you want to go leave me a testimonial on that. The Sephora squad is basically like this new thing that they're rolling out where they're kind of trying to find influencers to partner with Sephora for like year-long contracts, and I want to be their clean beauty queen, you know? I feel like them rolling out a Clean at Sephora section was kind of the thing that pushed me over the edge to be like, this is a thing and I need to pay attention to it. I need to pay attention to the ingredients in my makeup. And now that I know that it's a thing, it's become incredibly important to me. I know that it is important to you guys too. So anyway, you can leave me a testimonial down below on that. You don't have to. Don't feel obligated. So anyway, guys, I am so sorry. Like, I am so low energy by the end of these videos. I've just been sick for like 2.5 weeks or something. It's just, it sucks. And one person commented on my last foundation wear test. They were like, she's definitely stoned at the end. And I was like, how do you know? Are you in my house? I don't smoke pot, but that's none of your business. Like, I don't know. I was just, it's just raw speculation. Plus, I'm right here. When people talk about me in the third person in my comments, I'm like, I only have like going on 13,000 subscribers. I'm not Kylie Jenner. Don't talk about me in the third person in my comments. I'm right freaking here. Anyway, that is your dose of sass for today. Your dose of sass at the end of my video if you made it this far. Ooh, if you made it this far, comment one of them little snoozy faces. If you made it this far and you feel me, if last week was kind of rough on you and you kind of feel me.
This feels like a really good time to show you my fluorescent teeth from earlier this week. So here's that. You can laugh, it's okay.
Comment one of those little snoozy faces, because that's where I'm headed right now. I'm going to go eat some soup and just lie down and relax and hang out with my cat. So I hope that you guys appreciated this. I love you so freaking much, and I thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me today. I promise I'm fine. I'm gonna be fine. I'm just, you know, this is my low point of the year. It's gonna be Aries season soon, guys. And then it's on. I love you. I will stop babbling now. I love you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.